If you want to learn the story behind one of the best young quarterbacks in football, then let's talk about the story of Mac Jones.
Jones scanning the field. Lobs one, Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Alabama.
Michael McCorkle Jones was born on September 5th, 1998 in Jacksonville, Florida to a pretty athletic family. His father Gordon played tennis at Florida State, along with his brother and sister both playing sports on a collegiate level. But even though Mac grew up in a family of athletes, as a kid he initially took a different route as a child actor, appearing in a few commercials throughout his childhood. Following the whole acting gig, Mac was able to develop his skills on the football field, and so as a junior, he was able to lead his high school to a state regional final. Although a tough act to follow as a senior, Mac was able to up his performance with this time a state championship behind over 1,500 yards passing and 29 touchdowns. Although he developed the name The Joker for his grin and goofy attitude, on the field Big Mac was a tremendous competitor, and it was the main reason he was able to win a state title in the first place. But no matter the case, out of high school, Mac was only a 3-star, although he still had interest from schools like A&M, Kentucky, and Baylor. And after initially committing to Kentucky, a scholarship from good old Bama made him change his mind as he was able to join the Crimson Tide. Big Mac arrived at campus early, but still decided to redshirt as a freshman. And if you fast forward to November of that first season, my man was charged with a DUI and suspended the following game against LSU. Considering that he was behind Jalen and Tua, it didn't change all that much, but the incident put a strain on his resume within the eyes of many. Either way, going into the following season, although there was a next to zero chance of him playing, he was still able to leave an impact. In his second year spring game, Mac passed for nearly 300 yards and 2 touchdowns as the game's MVP, and upon that he was able to earn the spot as a backup to good old Tua T. All things considered, it wasn't all that much of a surprise, but Mac was still able to pass for over 100 yards with a ridiculous 94-yard touchdown pass to Waddle on only one of his 5 completions. Nonetheless, with Tua back for what was looking to be his last season the following year, it seemed like Mac was going to be the perennial backup once again until a hip injury ended Tua's year before he really even got started.
He's down, and Tua's down.
Although a tough break for a potential top 5 pick, it gave Mac a massive opportunity to prove himself on one of the big stages in college football. Even though he likely wasn't expecting to get any legitimate reps, Mac was able to take full advantage of the spotlight with over 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns in only like 5 games as a starter. I would say those are some pretty impressive stats for someone who only had 5 completions beforehand, but it really just foreshadowed what he would do as a senior. With Tua leaving for the NFL draft the following year, Mac was finally number 1 on the depth chart, and as you could guess, my man was on demon timing from start to finish. Although his main target and Waddle got injured only 4 games into the season, it allowed for Devontae to become a superstar, as him and Mac were a near unstoppable duo. Even though Mac hadn't played a full year since high school, it didn't stop my man from putting up one of the best statistical seasons in school history. Exactly 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, and NCAA record 77.4 completion percentage fueled arguably the best season by a quarterback in college football. And although he ended up 3rd in the Heisman voting, his wide receiver 1 in Devontae was able to take home the hardware, which likely wouldn't have been possible without Big Mac in the first place. No matter the case, Mac had proven that he was one of the most talented players in college football, and so he went into the draft as one of the top prospects in the whole thing.
Select Mac Jones. Wow.
Even though he put together the best statistical season of any quarterback in the entire draft class, Mac was the 5th quarterback selected off the board as he went to New England 15th overall. Going into the draft, many thought he would go to San Francisco with the 3rd pick, but the Bay decided to go with Trey. And so Mac fell another 12 picks, as New England was able to get one of the most talented players in the entire draft for a bargain. Nonetheless, going into his first year with the team, Mac had to compete with Cam for the starting spot, but eventually was able to win it following the preseason, and so the team dropped Cam during the final roster cuts. But anyways, interestingly enough, Mac was New England's first rookie quarterback to start the opener since Bledsoe in '93, and for good reason. Although the Pats weren't exactly loaded with talent, Mac still found a way to put together a solid rookie season with over 3,800 yards and 22 touchdowns as he somehow made the Pro Bowl in only his first year in New England. Upon that, Mac was 2nd in the Offensive Rookie of the Year voting to Jamar Chase, which is saying something considering that Jamar is a generational talent. Anyways, my man impressed many with by far the best season of any rookie quarterback, and did it all with not that much to work with. So with that in mind, now that the team picked up Devontae Parker, and Mac has more experience under his belt, maybe he can improve his production that much more in his sophomore season. The fact that he lost a bunch of weight over the offseason, I would say is a pretty good sign that he means business, and it could very well help him take that extra step to become the next franchise quarterback in Foxborough. As his potential wide receiver 1 and Kendrick Bourne would say, his stomach is gone and he looks really good. he's definitely a pro's pro now. The fact that my man is getting compliments from his guys out wide is about as good a sign as there is for their chemistry. It makes it seem like they're building a contender little by little. Considering the fact that Matt put noticeable effort into his offseason conditioning, going into only his second year is a great sign for a team that is used to having the greatest of all time under center. Mac may not be Brady, but if he can play half as good as the GOAT this year, then New England could rise back to prominence in what is looking to be a really tough AFC East. It will be difficult to win with the extremely overpowered Bills, revamped Dolphins, and Jets I guess, but Mac has something unique about him, so you can never really count him out no matter the circumstances. He may have a long way to go, but Mac is excited to grow with all the young talent around him. And what more could you really ask for out of someone as talented as Big Mac? But anyways, do you guys think Mac Jones is the next franchise quarterback for New England? Let me know in the comments down below. I think Mac Jones has what it takes to become one of the next elite quarterbacks in football. So get ready for Big Mac to prove the doubters wrong once again.
Jones, deep ball, and somehow they blew the coverage. It's born.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below what stuff you all want next. But anyways, see you guys soon, and peace out.